Kevin Owens is kind of amazing, I'll be honest. After his segment on Raw, I think he's bloody brilliant. Welcome to the WrestleTalk Podcast review of Raw. I am partsFUNknown, your true Jam That Champion. I'm having none of this nonsense of Luke saying that he's the true champion or whatever. It's not officially recognised. I'm the champion.
It's the original belt.
Mate, do you want this belt or do you want the other one?
Both.
No, you want this one. That's why you were fighting for it at WrestleJamia. Remember? You want this is the one you won the Jamble for. This one. This one, not that one. This one.
The other one's got a sticker on it, so it's better. More collectible.
Hate this company. Welcome to the podcast. I'm partsFUNknown. Randy, Andy, Datson, Ollie and Luke are both busy, which is why we're here. What are they busy with? It's a secret, but they're busy, so we're here instead.
Can you tell me?
Yeah. After the show.
Oh.
Get in your Ultrachats at WrestleTalk.com/support. Let us know what you thought of Raw. We're going to read all the ones that are $5 and above by the time the show goes off the air. And firstly, we're going to be talking about Kevin Owens, who opened up this show, except no one thought it was him, though, because he did a really good job at trolling everyone.
And they really fell for it.
They really bought it. It was great.
Not just once, but twice.
Twice. So the show opened up with Stone Cold's music. One of the most iconic, like, pop-inducing theme songs in WWE history. Glass shatters. Everyone goes ballistic. Oh my god, Stone Cold is here! Amazing. Out strolls Kevin Owens, cosplaying as Stone Cold with a badly done bald cap on, like in his full attire and stuff. Like the knee brace was undone as he was walking up, came into the ring, everyone booing him. It was amazing. Starts cutting a promo in the Stone Cold style. If you're ready to see Kevin Owens beat up Stone Cold Steve Austin, give me a hell yeah. And the crowd are just booing him incessantly. It was great. And then he managed to troll them again because Stone Cold's music hit again. This was kind of like when Shawn Michaels teased that Bret Hart was going to be coming out and trolled that audience. And, you know, the Stone Cold's music hits again. Everyone falls for it a second time. Kevin Owens looks shocked, looks around, and then starts laughing, picks up the mic. He says, I can't believe you guys fell for it twice. Y'all are idiots. Gets some beer in from the ring. Stunners the guy that throws in the beer because he can't catch it, which was very funny. And it was a brilliant segment. It was a brilliant segment.
The reason it works, to be honest, as soon as it hit the first time, I was like, oh, it's Kevin Owens.
Yes.
The second time, because he had been ragging on the crowd, and because he'd been ragging on Stone Cold for so long, and because the crowd had been shouting, like chanting Stone Cold, we want Austin for so long, I was like, oh, okay. But then after maybe 5 seconds, I went, oh, he's done it again.
Yep.
The Texas rattle fake.
Oh, you've been sitting on that one, haven't you?
Yeah, and it was really good, and you could tell that he probably wrote it. Because it was actually funny.
Yeah, because it was funny, yeah. And to be fair, because it's Kevin Owens, he might have a bit more freedom with his promos and all that. It's very possible that they could have just said, go out there and just rag on the crowd. And he just went out and did it kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think he has that talent to be able to just go and do that. So I think it worked so well. And to be honest, you know, I've not been super hyped about WrestleMania as a whole. I've not been super hyped about this. This made me excited to watch Stone Cold beat up Kevin Owens.
Yes, and that is exactly what's going to happen in seconds. I still don't think they're going to have a match.
No.
I think it's going to be a brawl, and Stone Cold is going to beat him up. And let's face it, they've set him up to make him deserve it. And it's one of those things where people are like, oh, you're just burying Owens, burying Kevin Owens. But I'm like, but he's probably quite happy. He's going to get. He's probably going to get a WrestleMania moment with Stone Cold that we can watch back now and then and be like, that's cool. But after WrestleMania, he'll move on to something else, and it'll be fine. So it was really well done. The kind of the shoddiness of his bald cap was really good.
Yeah.
His sort of caricature versions of all of his the what in a
what
Canadian way, kind of what rather than the classic. By the way, if I keep sipping tea, I'm losing my voice slightly. So. Apologies for that. So I won't be doing too many raspy Stone Cold impressions.
What?
Yes, exactly. Anyway, it was fantastic.
It was.
And the best thing on the show
by far,
by quite a long way.
Yeah.
it didn't go downhill from there, but it sort of went. And at the end it went, oh, and then
yeah, that's a good way to sum up the show. Yeah, I thought this was a masterful segment because not only did it make me want to see Stone Cold beat up Kevin Owens, but this made me actually look forward to WrestleMania, which I haven't been feeling at all up until now. I'm still not super jazzed for WrestleMania as a whole, and I want to get your thoughts on this actually because you haven't been on any podcast to talk about it. There was a report from one of the insiders on Reddit saying that the KO and Stone Cold segment will be closing night one. What do you think about that? Would you prefer it to just be like a middle of the show, like, hey, that was a little bit of fun, let's move on to another match? Or would you prefer it to be like, this is the angle, this is the night closing angle?
If it's closing the night, which it's been suggested it might, then I think it has to be more than just a little brawl. Because what this means is that you are probably kicking off, I would imagine, I mean, because it was originally slated to be Charlotte versus Ronda, wasn't it?
That's what I assumed it was going to be.
And if you are stopping that match from being the main event, not that I'm super hyped for that match, like, it's going to be good, but I don't care that much, but I think there should be a women's match as the main event of one night and a men's single match as the or men's match as night two, because it's going to be Roman Brock and therefore
it's the biggest WrestleMania match of all time, so they keep telling us.
Well, it's stupendous. If you've got your biggest men's match headlining night two, you should have your biggest women's match headlining night one. That's what I feel. I'm not doing that to try and sort of please like anyone or the feminists or whatever, but like I don't think this is it's cool and it's great that Stone Cold's going to be there and it's in Texas, but I still think it is I would say like 2/3 of the way through a night thing.
I would love to see this open a show.
Yeah.
I think it would be a great show opener. You know, everyone's super excited. Pyro goes off. Oh my god, it's WrestleMania season! Way, like WrestleMania! Even Kevin Owens comes out.
Even start the show with Kevin Owens in the ring.
Yeah.
And start the match.
Totally.
Start the show with Stone Cold music. Like, the glass shatters to open the entirety of WrestleMania main card.
I reckon KO needs to do a promo first. I think KO should come out, cut a promo, rag on Texas, really get the heel heat going, get the boos throughout the arena, and then glass shatters.
He can start in the middle of the ring. Like,
yes.
You can open the show, like, make it dark, he can be in the ring, so he doesn't have his entrance, because it should have the first music.
Yeah, the first music should be Stone Cold's, yes.
But yeah, the report is that it's going to be the main event, and I don't
like that.
I don't think it's a main event, because what you want for your main event is for someone to be standing on the top rope, holding a belt up, fireworks going off.
Yeah.
I guess Stone Cold could do that. I'm not going to do the obscene hand gestures he does, but doing the kind of the thing on the top rope, catching a beer, like that could work. But it just makes what that says is Charlotte and Ronda is not as important as this 58-year-old, admittedly very, very popular and very famous and fantastic Texan.
Yes.
Like that, it just makes them look less their championship, the women's championship, look less important than an interview segment.
Yes.
No matter who the guest is.
But regardless of where it is on the Mania card, this segment was a home run.
Yes,
absolutely. I thought this was wonderful. KO is fantastic. I love him so much. I'm glad that he's having fun, and this seemed like a lot of fun to be able to just troll the audience. And I love that they bought it. There was one brilliant shot of one guy in an Austin 316 t-shirt, just like with his hands on his head, just like, I can't believe he got me. I can't believe I fell for that twice. Oh, this was brilliant.
There was a great moment between the exact moment when the crowd realized at the initial that it wasn't Owens, because you can sort of see the boos kind of started front row, went boo, because it was no, it's not. Yeah, really, really well done. Credit to him, and credit to WWE for letting it happen.
Yeah. See, we're not negative all the time. Now get ready while we be negative for the rest of the show.
Yes.
Because it wasn't great. But first, let's see what you guys thought of it. Let's see if we got some little Ultrachats over here. Keep sending those in to WrestleTalk.com/support. Get those in, $5 or up by the time the show goes off the air. Let us know what you thought of this segment and the show as a whole, because I'm sure you have some thoughts. We do. Jack Nichols said, why would I want new compelling combinations of competitors when I could just watch the same match over and over and over again? Miz versus Mysterio again next week, lads, then. If you didn't catch that at any point this decade, it's happening at Mania 2. Yawn. They'll have their sons in their corner too, but let's not pretend we're seeing anything new here. The only compelling match is Edge versus some jobber who can't beat Omos. Yep, sounds about right.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but they're the same size, so it's better. You can't beat Omos. No one can beat Omos.
No one can beat Omos. We'll talk more about Omos on the main show because he might have a interesting WrestleMania match. Mark Graf Ludwig Wilhelm von Baden. What a brilliant name. Hot damn. It's been in Megbo for 8 months. Thank you so much for being a Megberg.
Baden, not Baden.
Baden. I said it. That's what we're going with. So, Pete, why did you book a championship contenders match in the Monday Night War series? Hey, now. Don't paint me with that brush.
You don't like championship contenders match, Pete.
I know I don't. That's why I didn't book one. Nope. Didn't happen.
I mean...
Got no evidence.
Mark Graf Ludwig Wilhelm von Baden is saying that you did do that. No
evidence. Didn't happen.
Are you calling him a liar?
Yes. Also, you should go and watch the Monday Night War series on partsFUNknown because it's really fun.
It is good. I watched it and I went, whoa, this is fun.
Genuine reaction right there. Yeah, partsFUNknown, go watch it. It's me and Luke playing my GM mode on 2K22. Bunch of fun. And very cool. Painted Viper said, Pete literally is the best host/co-host. He has chemistry with everyone. Loving this duo. Great work, guys. You're right. I am amazing. Thank you so much.
So he's not lying?
No, of course not.
But Mark Graf was lying?
Yes.
How do you know?
That's how it works. Because I know what the truth is.
Right, okay.
Because I didn't book a championship contenders match. There's no evidence.
Why isn't that one coming up on my screen?
It just hasn't loaded, I guess.
That's his AEW chats.
Yeah, I know. There's different sections. The moderators just separate them out because some people like to talk about AEW.
How do you do, Internet?
I love that you did that really high-pitched shrill voice right next to the microphone. It's great.
What? Which one? How do I call my grandson? Does it take pictures?
Yes, it takes pictures, Grandma. Anyway, let's get into the rest of the show, shall we? Keep sending in your Ultrachats to WrestleTalk.com/support. Going to go through all the rest of those later on. So after that open, which was great, we then got a recap of, take note of these recaps, by the way. Got a recap of Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins from last week, and then their match that they had. Seth Rollins is backstage. Before he can even get a word in, there's big Cody chants from the crowd. You know what? It's good, because I was worried that Cody would return, and people would be like,
well,
who?
They're in Chicago, so that's
true.
Good wrestling crowd. So they're going to be they are. It's a smarter crowd.
Yes. Air quotes for podcast listeners.
Yes. So it was like you say, nice to hear them. Seth walks in and goes and then takes the microphone.
Yes, that is what happened.
It's a truly grating and awful laugh, but it works.
It sure does.
It makes me not like him.
I think Seth Rollins is doing probably the best work of his career, legitimately. The storyline is awful, which I'm going to get to in a little bit.
Oh yeah, he's a deeply annoying bastard.
Yeah.
Can I say that? Americans say that all the time.
Bastard!
Bastard?
Yeah,
so I think we can I can get with that. He is deeply annoying, and which is good. But yes, his storyline makes more sense if he's a babyface chasing a WrestleMania match.
Oh, we'll talk about that more later.
Yes.
We'll talk about the implications of all that later on, because this storyline is dumb.
Yeah, and then he just walks off.
And then he walks off. We then had the Mysterios versus the Dirty Dawgs.
Ooh, this is a first-time match, isn't it?
So we got a recap of the Mysterios and Logan Paul and Miz from last week. Hey, recap number 2. So then was Mysterios came out, ad break, long recap. Dirty Dawgs came out. Also, the Miz was there on commentary. Also, during this match, Seth Rollins came out and did a promo. A lot of things happening at the same time here.
Yeah.
But basically, this whole the show-long story was Seth Rollins trying to get his WrestleMania spot, which we might as well come on to now because we're talking about him here. In the middle of this Mysterios Dirty Dawgs match, Seth Rollins comes out, does his promo, saying that he wants his WrestleMania spot, he deserves it, he's the greatest, he wants a moment that's going to live forever, and his microphone cuts out.
Yes.
And then it comes back. So then he carries on his promo, and then it cuts out. and then it comes back, and then it cuts out again, and then he walks off, and it goes to an ad break, and then we come back and it's Mysterios.
You can silence me.
Yeah. So, just thinking about this in kayfabe, who's turning off his microphone? It's got to be Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville, right? They're the ones, quote unquote, running the show. So you'd think that they're going to be the ones.
Cody is in the truck.
That's flawless. That
Turning it off.
Also, if someone's trying to stop him talking, why would they then turn his microphone back on? Surely you just turn it off.
Because that's more annoying.
And then that's it. He doesn't want to talk anymore? Done.
It's like when
microphone off.
You're playing a prank on your girlfriend. Like, so your girlfriend's in the shower, and you go and you stick your hand into the room. You just turn the lights off. She's like, "Oh, you put the light back on." So you just then like flick it a few times. Don't do that.
No, I don't do
I
that.
To your girlfriend in the shower.
Anyway, yeah. So his promo was fine, but the whole point was that he was being silenced and being held down and all that stuff, which he kinda is.
He is, but again, that makes more sense if he's a babyface.
Which he isn't. He's a heel. I'll do my point now. I think Seth Rollins is fantastic. I think he's doing the best. I reckon he's doing the best work of his career right now in WWE. This character, I think, is really, really good. He plays it fantastically. I think he's had some great material with Kevin Owens. I think they bounce off each other really well. Really like the character he's got. The storyline he's in is absolutely ridiculous. He can't get a WrestleMania. Seth Rollins can't get a WrestleMania spot. And the thing is, it would make sense if they'd have treated WrestleMania as a one-night show, and you have the best of the best, and you have your big title matches, and like your big blood feuds, and not much else. It would make sense. Because Seth Rollins isn't in a title picture. Seth Rollins doesn't have a blood feud going on, right? And then he's like, well, damn, I need to get on the WrestleMania card. I don't have this anymore, right? But that's not what it is. It's a two-night show going across like 7 hours of programming plus, probably more than that, because you've got a 2-hour pre-show on each night as well. So much programming, so many matches, and people get put into matches for nothing.
But
like,
no, Natalya's in it.
On SmackDown, Shayna Baszler and Natalya caused a DQ, so they got put in a WrestleMania match. Seth Rollins, like the third biggest star in WWE, can't get a WrestleMania spot. That story is inherently ridiculous, which really sucks because he's doing great work, but he's completely undermined by the fact the story doesn't make any sense.
What we have to believe is that heel Seth Rollins.
Yes.
There is someone backstage who is going, no, I don't want Seth Rollins, like you say, one of the biggest stars in this company. I don't want him on WrestleMania, our biggest show of the year, the biggest wrestling show of the year. I don't want him on that. And he is fighting against that hidden power, presumably Vince, Adam Pearce, and they're giving him opportunities over and over. So the story there is that if you are big enough of a knob, then you will get a match, or you will get an opportunity. So if you are annoying enough, you will get a match, and that's not a like. I guess it's a heel way to get a match, but why are the officials who are sort of positioned as heels as well? Well, Sonya Deville at least
Depends.
Like
Depends who they're talking to.
Yeah, but why are they going? Oh, he's quite annoying. Let's give him what he wants.
Yeah,
because that doesn't make any sense either. Because if someone is irritating me, let's say. I had a show on WrestleTalk, and I had Luke on it, and I had Ollie on it, and I had Laurie and Adam on it, and you were like, oh man, I really want to be on it. The way to get on it wouldn't be to be like, Annie, put me on it, like just annoying me all the time. So I'd go, no, I'm not going to put you on it because you're being annoying, and I don't like that you're being like this. But if you were nice to me, then I'd go, oh, Pete's been really cool. I'll let him on my show.
Yes.
That's how these things work with humans. If you're nice to someone, they'll give you, or they don't give you what you want, but they're more likely to give you what you want.
This whole story is very stupid. And we were saying that there's probably a story there if it was someone who didn't have the star power of Seth Rollins. If it was someone who was a complete underdog, someone like, I don't know, Aaliyah, right?
Yes.
Who's really new on the roster.
I buy into that.
Complete underdog babyface who doesn't have a WrestleMania match, and she's like, I really want to be on WrestleMania this year.
Yeah.
Like, maybe it's in, maybe it's taking a WrestleMania that's happened in someone's home state or hometown, right? And they're like, this is the WrestleMania, I really want to be on this card. there's an organic story there for someone to work their way to the WrestleMania card, and they're being held down by someone who doesn't want to have them on the card. That is a story you can tell. It doesn't work when it's Seth Rollins, who's also a heel, because he is legitimately being kept off the card.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
Pete, have there been any famous occasions where a babyface underdog really wanted to be at WrestleMania?
Yeah.
But like authority figures kept trying to stop them being on that card. But through perseverance and determination, that person made it to WrestleMania. And not only that, defeated the authority figure and had his WrestleMania moment.
No, I don't think so. No, I can't think of any examples.
That would be a good story.
That'd be a great story, though, but I can't think of any examples of that at all.
I might actually write to Vince.
Let him know,
and because that's a good story that he should do at some point.
I reckon so. Anyway, I'm going to talk about it now because we're on the subject. Later in the show, AJ Styles is cutting a promo in the ring. And he says he's been recovering from his injury, but Seth Rollins, who makes several appearances through the show, basically, comes out and interrupts his promo and says, "Hey, you got a WrestleMania match with Edge. That's a great idea. So why don't I fight you, and the winner gets to face Edge?" And AJ's like, "No, that's stupid." But then Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville come out and go,
"Yeah, great idea.
Great idea, Seth." So it's going to be Seth versus AJ Styles in the main event. Winner gets to face... It's a number one contenders match to face Edge at WrestleMania.
And Seth said he wants to retire Edge in a Hell in a Cell.
Which is what he was supposed to do before, when they were feuding before last year. That's what they were doing.
Yes. And like... I don't know. I just don't like it. Like every time Seth came out, I was like, "Oh, like you're doing it. You're really annoying, and you're doing your job really well, but I know you're not going to get the match." And also that and like not to skip ahead too far to the main event, but that's why I couldn't get into the main event is because I knew Edge was going to come out.
Well, yeah.
So
the thing is, okay, so another bit of the story doesn't make any sense. It's a pet peeve, but I really hate it. Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville come out and be like, "Yeah, great idea. That's going to be the main event." They let this show run for like an hour without a main event. Do better at your job, guys. Jesus Christ. They say that it's the last chance for Seth Rollins to get a WrestleMania match. Is this match against AJ Styles? Seth versus AJ. If Seth wins, he'll replace AJ Styles at WrestleMania. When we watched this together, we were watching this together today in the office, just me and Andy, because everyone else is busy with stuff. As they announced that that's going to be the main event, you just sat there and just went, "Why?" Just called out. Just, why? Why would that happen?
It's because, like I said, because I knew what was going to happen.
Yeah.
I knew Edge was going to come out.
Yeah.
And I knew that afterwards Seth was probably going to go, "Oh, well, next week then, I guess. I guess we still got one more week till WrestleMania, so I'll do it again." Yeah. I don't know where he can go from here other than do exactly the same thing next week.
Yeah, he'll probably kick up a fuss because he lost his mind at the end of the show, and
like he'll say, "Oh, well, it wasn't
he'll
fair.
Get arrested."
It wasn't fair,
you know?
because he didn't lose the match because Edge interfered, and it's just and if he gets another match, if he doesn't get a match, then what's the point? As in, like, if he doesn't get another opportunity, what's the point? If he does, then they're the worst officials ever because they just keep going back on their word. Yeah. So, I mean, how are you booking this? How are you booking Seth versus Cody at WrestleMania?
I don't know. Like,
is Seth just gonna? Like, what is the most boring match on this card, other than the one with Natalya in it?
Boring.
Is there
Logan Paul and The Miz versus the Mysterios?
Yeah, but he's not going to break that. Like, I'm thinking, is there a match which Seth can like just
destroy? Probably. They might make one. To be fair, they got time.
Yeah, or like at just some point. Okay, let's say he gets suspended next week. Indefinitely for punching Adam Pearce or something like that. The commentators at WrestleMania. Seth Rollins, of course, isn't here. Wink, wink.
Yeah.
And then halfway through the show, he comes in like Shield. Seth Rollins comes through the crowd, enters the ring, goes, "I'm not leaving until I get my match." Beats up a few security guards, and then he's like, I'm not leaving. Cody's music hits.
Sure.
Or, maybe like 20 seconds. I think there's got to be a big pause.
Yeah.
What music is Cody using?
Don't know. Don't really care. But this main event, though, that was Seth Rollins versus AJ Styles, was a really fun match. It's Seth Rollins versus AJ Styles. This is, as Tempest mentioned in his edited review earlier today that he did, this is probably, like, on paper, this is probably, like, the best match you could put on in WWE, right? These are probably your two best wrestlers, probably. Seth Rollins and AJ Styles, amazing. So, like, this was a really fun match. They got given loads of time, got really into it towards the end, but inevitably, Edge came out, hit AJ Styles with a chair, caused a DQ. AJ wins, Seth Rollins loses, still doesn't get an opportunity. Here's a question. Why did Edge want to attack AJ Styles here, in particular? He got in a chair shot, and then when he was down, he got another chair shot. Is that worth it to come out and just do like 2 chair shots? Didn't want to do more than that? Or?
I don't know. Well, I guess the reason he attacked him was because he's like, no, I want AJ. I want AJ at WrestleMania.
I guess so, yeah.
And we've been building to that. That's the match I want, and that's the match I'm getting.
That's fair.
So
why did he wait so long? Why did he wait 20 minutes into the match?
Maybe he wasn't there. Maybe he was sitting in catering, having some pie.
Yeah.
And then someone walks in and goes, "Oh man, that AJ Styles match is really good." You go, "What?"
Yes.
And he runs out, like grabs the chair from underneath him.
Yeah, and runs out.
And then runs out
Totally.
and it hits him. But so Rollins says at the end, Monday Night Raw won't happen next week unless I get my moment. So presumably the show opens with Rollins
I'd assume so.
on a chair in the middle.
Maybe.
Could Cody debut next week instead?
No, they're doing it. They're doing it at Mania. They're not going to do it next week.
So not that like if Rollins tries to hijack the show and Savior
it won't
Cody
work.
comes out.
He won't.
No,
don't see it. Don't see it at all.
I don't think it could. I don't think it will. But I think that is one small possibility of the way they could go. It's
a possibility. It's something they could book if they wanted to. They won't, is what I'd say.
Apologies for the throat noises. I'm very sorry.
Really like Seth's freak out at the end after he lost the match. I like the fire and the passion that he was showing and like tearing apart the ringside and like breaking some of the turnbuckle off and like smack it against the commentary desk and stuff like that. I feel like all of the elements are there for a good story. It just falls down because it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
The foundation of the story being that Seth Rollins can't get a WrestleMania match is ludicrous. It doesn't make any sense, which just makes all of the rest of it not work. The whole storyline crumbles because the foundation is bad.
Yes.
Anyway.
Where did we get up to?
I can't remember.
The end of Mysterio Dirty Dawgs.
Yes, Mysterio Dirty Dawgs. Miz unmasked Rey Mysterio after the match, by the way.
Yeah. Do we say that Dirty Dawgs lost? No, won. They beat.
No, Dirty Dawgs lost.
Rude lost.
Dominic Mysterio pinned him. Miz then unmasked Rey Mysterio and later on said that he was going to gift it to Logan Paul.
He did.
Cool.
He did. I don't think... Like, I get it, they're trying to build it as a blood feud. I don't think they should waste an unmasking like that. I know Rey Mysterio has been unmasked quite a lot, but in other promotions, or even in NXT, the idea of unmasking someone is like the absolute height of disrespect. And this feud...
You might need to come closer to the microphone.
This feud doesn't feel like it deserves that level of sort of heat.
I feel like they think it does.
Because it's Logan Paul.
Because Logan Paul's in it.
And Logan Paul's going to be coming out wearing the mark next week. I think that's what...
That would be cool.
That's what Miz said. I think
he's going to give it to Logan Paul, yeah.
And
we'll see. But that would be kind of cool. I like that visual of Logan Paul coming out in Rey Mysterio's
mega
mask.
heel.
Like
cool. It's obvious heat and it's kind of it's clever heat.
Yes, totally.
But I don't know whether I would have wasted an actual unmasking on this. Dominic puts a towel on his dad's head to save him his blushes.
I think it worked. I thought it was good. Seth Rollins backstage with Pearson DeVille. They say maybe there's something we can do after Seth Rollins just complains a lot. We then got Alpha Academy doing a Snickers ad. Got a recap of the Miz and Mysterios that we just saw.
How many recaps?
Too many.
Were there? I would say at least 10.
This is where Miz said he was going to give the mask to Logan Paul. We got a recap of Reigns and Lesnar from SmackDown, where Andy definitely just spilled some tea. Also, why did you keep a spoon in it? The spoon's the loudest bit.
I poured it all down my sleeve.
That is an incredible amount of talent.
I was wearing some WrestleTalk merch.
Don't spill it on the merch now.
I won't.
WrestleShop.com.
Yeah. I accidentally...
Go buy some merch.
Oh, God, my arms are wet. Watch WrestleTalk Podcast. Andy gets wet and Pete laughs.
Oh, God. Anyway,
Yes.
they played a recap of Reigns and Lesnar from SmackDown where they basically just played the whole segment. That just defeats the point of a recap, but sure. Reigns and Lesnar are both going to be there on Raw next week. Isn't that nice? The champions are going to pop by.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was 1 week to WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So,
It's a go-home show for Raw.
but there will be no Raw, according to Seth.
Mm-hmm.
So actually,
It
don't
won't be.
even tune in next week.
No, totally. Omos faced Apollo Crews and Commander Azeez in a handicap match. Omos won by pinning them both. Eventually, after the scrappiest looking pin I've ever seen in my life.
It was so bad.
It was not great.
Like they were trying to kind of ragdoll themselves, but the referee was like, "Omos, this pin is so bad. I'm actually going to have to ask you to put their shoulder."
The shoulders aren't on the mat.
And
Omos.
also, Commander Azeez got pinned after like a scoop slam and a boot.
Yeah.
Which isn't even a finisher. And then he didn't even like. I thought the spot was going to be that he was going to do a slam onto Azeez.
Azeez rolled out
But
the way.
He did that and then just sort of dragged him on top of Azeez and went,
Yeah.
"All right, I guess I'll pin you both."
Yeah.
Omos cut a promo. He's got a cool voice.
He does.
But I don't give an S word about him. Like, not about him as a person. I'm sure he's lovely, but I don't need him on WrestleMania. Like,
No.
he works in the role he had with.
Try not to touch the table. I've been
AJ
told
Styles.
by Luke that it makes a ton of noise on the microphones whenever we hit the table, and I used to hit the table quite a lot. So maybe don't.
He worked in that role where he was like the big guy in a tag team.
Yes,
That is his role. He's not
big
a
dude.
singles competitor.
I enjoyed him when he was working with
He
AJ Styles.
is.
I thought he was great.
He is the great Carly. If he keeps winning, and the reports are that he's going to have a match with Bobby Lashley, the returning Bobby Lashley, which can only go badly.
I was going to get onto that in a second. Yeah.
Sorry, it can only go badly because either Lashley wins and you're like, okay, so Omos isn't unbeatable, or Omos wins, which means Lashley sucks, and then presumably Omos has beaten a former WWE champion, which means Omos has to have the W Championship shot. If he wins that, it's just going to go exactly the same way as the Great Khali, when everyone's going to tell him he can't wrestle, he's going to get pushed down the card, and he's going to get released because as much as he's a dominating figure, and he's tall, and he's all this, he cannot actually wrestle. He can do like 5 moves. I know that he's tall, but that is not enough.
So to back up a little bit, if you haven't heard the report is that apparently, according to Fightful Select, it's going to be Omos versus Bobby Lashley at WrestleMania. Lashley, who was taken out just a month ago, his recovery time was supposed to be apparently 4 months for his shoulder injury.
But have you seen what that man looks like?
But he's a machine, apparently. So if he gets cleared in time for WrestleMania, they're considering, the current plan is to do Omos versus Lashley at WrestleMania. And yeah, like you said, I don't see a good outcome out of that. If Omos wins, bad. If Lashley wins, bad. Double DQ, bad. Like, there's not a good result coming out of that match.
This time last year, Bobby Lashley was about to face Drew McIntyre and win at WrestleMania
For the WWE Championship.
He may very well about to be squashed by Omos in a matter of seconds.
Which is wild, because last year at WrestleMania, he was a WWE champion, walked out as WWE champion. This year, he was going into the pay-per-view before WrestleMania as WWE champion.
And the way you beat a giant is not by having them lose shockingly once, very quickly, like to Bobby Lashley. The way you defeat a giant is to have an underdog kind of come up short a lot of times, and then like one match they manage to get him off his feet, and another match like he gets a 2 count in a pin. Like, it's, oh my god, they almost did it, and eventually it's not just, oh, here's Bobby Lashley back, and I guess he wins because he's Bobby Lashley.
I think it could have worked if people cared about Omos. If Omos was good and people cared about him a lot, and he was getting these squash matches and getting big heel heat every week, and you just have Lashley come back from out of nowhere and just kill him, like, people would really care about that. People would pop it. It would be great. But the problem is that no one cares about Omos.
And it doesn't help that the people he's beating every week are Apollo Crews, and Commander Azeez. It's not like, oh my god, he's beating my favorite. No, he's beating Apollo and Commander Azeez. Like, Apollo's amazing. Apollo's fantastic. Commander Azeez, whatever. But like, I don't care that he's beating them. If he was sorry, I'm a fiddler.
Title of your sex tape?
Don't clip that. I just obviously mean that. Anyway, like, if they were beating someone I cared about, then I would care about Omos squashing them. I'd be like, oh, I can't believe you keep squashing them. Like, they kept squashing Mustafa Ali or someone like that. But it's Commander Azeez and Apollo, and he's not, and they're not even putting up a fight.
No.
So why should I care?
Yeah.
Pete.
It was 1 year ago where Commander Azeez debuted at WrestleMania, as Commander Azeez, I should say.
Pete.
Hello.
What did the wrestler say when he was surprised to see vegetation growing on a rock?
Oh, moss.
Thank you. We didn't even rehearse that.
I knew it.
Yeah.
I'm a genius. We then had the AJ promo that we mentioned before. Carmella and Zelina Vega are not coexisting backstage. Carmella's on her phone. Zelina's like, why are you on your phone all the time? All you care about is Corey Graves. We have titles to defend at WrestleMania. She's kind of right, you know. And then Zelina chucks Carmella's phone away. Carmella slaps her, and then they fight. Oh my god, tag team, they've broken up, except they didn't.
Calls her a hobbit.
Yep.
I mean, Corey probably is taking Carmella's ring. Have you seen the new show? It's the worst.
Yep. And they're not coexisting anymore. They start fighting. Oh no. The tag team's broken up, but they're the women's tag team champions.
How will they...
Crazy.
They weren't really coexisting. Well, I guess they
were coexisting.
This storyline was then told for 6 minutes.
Hold on. We'll get to that. Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley then faced Natalya and Shayna Baszler in a women's tag team match. Nothing really happened in this match. Carmella then came out to Corey Graves to complain about Zelina Vega, because Corey Graves is on commentary, complaining about her. Baszler just kind of beat Liv Morgan. Nice protected Raw star, Liv Morgan there. Zelina then comes out, smacks Rhea Ripley with the scepter that she's got. Zelina and Carmella beat everyone up, and then they look at each other like they're going to keep fighting. And the crowd legitimately started chanting fight at both of them.
Yes.
Which is weird. And also, they then hug and make up because it was all a ruse! They got him! They did the thing!
So...
That makes no sense.
To be fair, I thought they were genuinely fighting backstage.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know whether that's because I haven't watched loads of Raw in recent weeks.
No, Andy, you're missing the point. They were legitimately fighting backstage.
Right.
But also, they weren't. They fought just to fool everyone because it's really clever, you see.
No, but to be fair, I fell for it. So in that sense, like I actually thought that they were like playing the whole storyline that was they don't like each other anymore.
Yes, that is what they were doing.
Yes.
Except they didn't.
No, but in that moment when they were fighting backstage,
yes,
for the 6 minutes between that and then them going, oh, actually, we are good friends.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, okay, so that's the storyline they're telling going into WrestleMania.
Do you know why? Because it's very stupid. It's like if Brock Lesnar, when Paul Heyman was with his side, Brock Lesnar came out, F5'd Paul Heyman, and then in the segment after, Paul Heyman was like, got him, yeah, we did it right, we fooled everybody. And you'd think that because Brock Lesnar just F5'd him, but that doesn't mean it's good.
Like, it's also, and no disrespect to the women's tag belts, but it's the women's tag match, which has had people thrown into it for no reason. So it's not like, whoa, what a swerve in this amazingly told storyline.
No, of course not.
It's, oh.
That was me going, oh, well, that doesn't make any sense.
Because this match...
And that was that.
This match is... Because I'm assuming there is no women's battle royale. I haven't heard any report of an Andre the Giant battle royale. Have you?
I think there was going to be one, but it's not on Mania. No. There was, they were going to do one of them. It's either the men's or the women's. I can't remember which one they're doing. But whatever one they're doing, it's not at Mania. It's going to be on a SmackDown overall, I think.
Okay.
I think that was what I saw. Don't quote me on that.
Presumably on the Smack, like it was last year, it will be on the SmackDown before. So this match is just, oh crap, some of our women haven't got anything to do.
Yeah.
So I guess let's put them all in this match. Let's suddenly make them best friends. Natalya and Shayna Baszler. What history have they got? And I'm not just ragging on Natalya because I don't like Natalya, but at what point have you ever seen Natalya and Shayna Baszler? They're getting on. I reckon they would be a formidable tag team.
They just showed up on SmackDown as a team.
Shayna Baszler should be a single star and she should be the SmackDown Women's Champion.
No context needed. We got a recap of Bianca and Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch cut a promo saying that the fans chose Bianca Belair over Becky, which they didn't. But, then she starts talking about souls.
Yeah, I really was under Becky?
Yes, because she's saying, don't lose your soul, Bianca. I've sold my soul. What about your soul? Do we have souls?
It was a bit...
Souls are on the line at WrestleMania.
This felt like Vince McMahon had used his entire soul quota for the... He's like, oh man, Undertaker retired.
I need someone else to talk about souls.
I've got soul, but I need to spend them before the 22nd of March.
Yeah.
Becky, would you mind just going out and just saying...
Talk about souls.
Soul.
Yeah. I'm Becky Lynch. You know how she sounds. Yeah.
Not like that.
Yeah. No, heel Becky, or Becky Grinch, as I would call her. She's doing a very good job. I didn't think this promo was her best promo. I thought it was just... I thought it was kind of rambly. Like it was good in the way... I thought the bits that were good were when she was like what's her face? Bianca. I don't know who she is. Bianca injured me, but I meant to her. I meant to injure Bianca. That's good. That's and to be fair, when Becky first turned, the crowd still loved her, still chanting for her.
Sure did.
But now they were properly booing her. They're properly booing her, although her logic didn't quite make sense to me.
No.
Because they were she said, "Oh, you chose Bianca over me." I'm like, no, when you came back, everyone was thrilled. You then beat the babyface champion in 4 seconds, and then you paraded around with a title. That's why people were like, oh, I didn't like that.
But they didn't choose Bianca over Becky.
No.
People still really liked Becky.
Yeah.
That's the thing. That's why, it's going against what actually happened, but it's fine.
They have to turn this into something that it's not. I'm fine with that. The match is still going to be really good. I imagine it will probably be night 2, maybe the sort of joint main event of night 2. Or would that tie people out?
According to the report that I saw, this is going to be the opener of night 1. Becky Bianca.
Okay, that's good. That's good. I mean, I'm
according to that Reddit source, plans change, etc.
Kermit, I assume Bianca's winning.
I would assume so as well.
That is the right booking decision.
I agree.
Because if Becky wins, it just proves that Becky was right the whole time and Bianca isn't worthy.
Yep.
So yeah, it's going to be
forward to it, though.
It's going to be a good match.
Should be good.
Yeah, I liked the promo, but I thought it fell down in some areas.
Got a recap of Pat McAfee and Austin Theory, and then their promo from last week as well. Austin Theory then says, I don't care if his apology was sincere or not, which I thought was the point, but that's fine. We then got Austin Theory versus Finn Balor, after a recap of Balor in Theory from last week. Special guest commentator Pat McAfee is here. Pat McAfee, really bordering on being a heel here. Like, the amount that he interfered in this match was kind of ridiculous.
Yes.
But Balor won with a roll-up in the end. Also, Balor looked like a numpty because Pat McAfee kept distracting Austin Theory, and then Finn Balor kept not winning, and Austin Theory just kept getting back in the match every time, which, whatever.
Yeah. And then it's that classic heel shot at the end. Balor rolls up Theory, and then he's arm in arm with Pat McAfee, like, we got him. That doesn't make me think you're a babyface. That makes you think you're a cheating heel because you used a distraction to win a match which, let's face it, Finn, you were being completely dicked over in.
Yeah.
Over and over. He kept distracting. In all I'd say 80% of wrestling matches where there's an interference, the person who gets interfered with loses because it makes it a lot easier for his opponent. Balor was just rubbish.
Yeah.
He just kept trying. He missed all of his moves.
Yeah.
Despite Theory, which means that Theory is much more intelligent and only lost because he got rolled up. Ooh, new champion. And also, who's Balor facing at Mania?
Oh, who cares? Seth? Why not Seth Rollins?
That would have made sense.
Why not Seth Rollins? There's a spot for him right there.
Who is he going to face? I mean, it's got to be someone.
Does it?
Pre-show?
Does it have to be someone?
Butch.
Sure.
That'd be a good match, though.
It'd be a great match. Then got a recap of Street Profits and RKBro. RKBro versus Alpha Academy came next in a match because we got the triple threat tag team match at WrestleMania. You and I both commented on how they have murdered the shush that Chad Gable does.
Shush.
They have completely killed it.
Yes.
I now don't care
It
anymore
was
about
funny
it.
for 2 weeks.
It was fun. It was a little funny thing that Chad Gable did, and now it's his entire
Now
identity,
it's
and I
t-shirts.
hate it.
Now it's Snickers adverts. Now he will. I watched the bump.
Mm-hmm.
No, I didn't. Sorry, I didn't watch the bump. I watched 30 seconds of the bump,
Sure.
and all it was him teaching who hosted it? Kelly Braxton, the host, to say shush. And it's like,
Checks
oh
out.
God. Like
Anyway.
you had something kind of what's it called?
Organically.
Organic.
Yeah.
I was going to say
Organically
biological.
over. Biologically over, you know?
Organically good. And
Yes.
you go, they like that. Could you say it all the time?
Push it into the ground. This match was a little bit of fun. It didn't go too long, though. And Riddle just won with the Bro Derek on Gable. Street Profits then came out, and they were acting a little bit more heelish again, which I
Yes.
quite like. I'm really into this new kind of like angle of the Street Profits. I also really like that in the triple threat, you've got the out-and-out baby faces of RKBro, you've got the out-and-out heels of Alpha Academy, and you've got kind of these little tweeners in the middle of the Street Profits. I think that's a really good balance to have for the three teams.
I think they're turning heel. And
I would love for them to turn heel.
I think they're going to win the belts.
Do ya?
Because I think that will lead to Riddle versus Randy at SummerSlam or something like that.
Do you want to talk a little bit louder?
Riddle versus Randy at SummerSlam.
There we go.
Randy
versus Riddle at SummerSlam. Maybe.
But
I
obviously,
don't want them to break up, though.
no, neither is Ollie Davis. This story, Pete, is better than Hangman Page and Kenny Omega's story. Because we wanted those guys to break up. We don't want Randy and Riddle to break up. Hey, Pete.
Yes, Andy.
What do you call Brock Lesnar's money now that he's a farmer?
I'm trying to think. Dollars, bucks. Brock Lesnar's money. Don't know.
Wheat profits.
After that, we got a recap of the Reggie, Tamina, Dana Brooke thing. Earlier today, something happened. I wasn't paying attention. Dana Brooke and Reggie then faced Tamina and Akira Tozawa.
Wheat profits, Pete.
Nothing happened in this match except for Tamina fell on Akira Tozawa's balls. The spot itself wasn't funny. Akira Tozawa's sell of it was hilarious.
She won't kiss him, but she will faceplant him on the penis.
Absolutely. Akira Tozawa's shout after she landed on his balls was very funny. But aside from that, this was really boring, and I don't care.
My one note is, could I honestly care less? No, I don't think I could.
Mm-hmm.
It's so tedious, this storyline, because it is the same storyline. I preferred it when R-Truth had the belt and just people were chasing after him.
Oh, I don't know.
And as you were saying in the office earlier, Pete hates Dana Brooke.
That's not true at all.
You were saying that, like, oh, finally, I'm so glad for Dana. They've given her this belt.
That's definitely not what I said.
No, you said that people say
Yes.
that they're really happy for her. But
Yes.
as you pointed out as well, I'm not burying you, Pete.
Yeah, feels like you are.
He said, Dana Brooke's the worst person in the world. No,
I definitely didn't say
He said,
that.
yes, but it is, and you were right here, it is a joke.
It's a joke belt.
It's a joke belt. I think I counted, it is the 18th most important belt in the company.
18th most
And
prestigious WWE title they have.
It is the 18th title I think they've got. Because they've
That sounds about right.
It is, I would say, much less prestigious than, what is the second least prestigious? Women's tag? NXT
No,
women's
it'd be
tag?
something on NXT UK.
NXT tag. Is there a women's tag in NXT UK? There
No.
isn't, is there? So probably the NXT tag team.
NXT women's tag or NXT UK men's tag, I guess.
Let us know, what is the least prestigious belt you can think of in WWE that isn't the 24/7 championship?
Who knows? Anyway, this segment was ass. We got a recap of Owens trolling, and then we got the main event, which we already spoke about, of Seth Rollins and AJ Styles. Seth goes nuts. He's not going to have Raw next week. But the most important news on the show, Andy, Veer Mahan is coming on April 4th.
He is coming. I can't wait. He has been waiting to come, Pete, for how long is it now?
So long. months. It's like since the draft, right? Since October? Is that right? I might be wrong with that, but I'm pretty sure it is.
I mean, that's a long time to wait to come.
It's a long time to wait to come, but finally the story's going to reach its climax.
It is going to reach its climax. Semen, jizz, sperm.
Anyway, that was the show. I thought it was mostly boring. The stuff that was good on it, not to the same degree as SmackDown, I'll say, because on SmackDown, all of the good things, there was very few of them, but all of the good things had really giant asterisks next to them to be like, this wasn't actually that good. This had some good stuff on it, and this had stuff that was okay as well. This wasn't actively bad all the time. There was some stuff that was a bit boring most of the time, but there were a couple of things where I was like, that was okay. That has made me slightly more excited for WrestleMania, and that's good. So overall, I give us a 3 out of 5 show.
Yeah, the Owens stuff was brilliant.
It was,
but it was so much better than the rest of the show that the rest of the show seemed so much worse by comparison. So that it's hard for me to give it more than like a 2.5. I have to say, just because while I liked it, I don't think I'm 2% more excited for WrestleMania as a result of the show. Yeah, like
which is better than what SmackDown did, which made me less excited for WrestleMania. So it's a positive. Just like I am positive. Anyway, do we have? I feel like we have shout outs today.
Mine's not working, Pete.
Well, just do it again. It will load in a bit. Also, we need to do shout-outs first.
I'm an ass man.
I only did that. Do you know why I did that?
Why?
Because you said giant asterisk. And as soon as you said giant ass, the first thing the only thing that was in my mind was you doing that.
I don't even
you
have
live in
words
my mind
for
rent free.
that. Apparently, I live in your mind.
mind.
Apparently, yes. But before we get into the rest of your Ultra Chats here, WrestleTalk.com/support, last chance to get those in. We need to say thank you to some very special people. Where are you going, Andy, on your tablet?
I'm trying to find... It's not working, Pete. Like, it's genuinely not working. Is it in...
We need to say thank you to some very special people, and those are our $25 and above Pledgehammers on our Patreon page. Go to patreon.com/WrestleTalk to get your own custom nickname and loads of extra bonus content. If you pledge at the $25 or above tiers, you get your own custom wrestling nickname, and it gets spread out on a show much like this one. So, thank you to... Where's the Hall of Fame music? There it is. Thank you to WrestleTalk's personal problem solver, Jamie Donovan. Is that right?
No.
No? Am I on the wrong week?
Oh, now who's the idiot?
I'm on 20 seconds. Get off my stream deck.
Sorry, I'll get off your ass, man.
Taylor put pickles on my burger.
Yeah.
No applause. We've got the Hall of Fame music.
Sorry, I haven't done this in a while.
I know.
Boiling Hot Austin.
The Real Boss, Matt Robinson.
The Venerable Jesse Venable.
Chris Hellfire Brimstone.
Infinite Crisis Chris Jenkins.
The Pim Particle, Terry Hankemer.
Justin the Human Godzilla Wastrak.
Marcus, he's got soul, Campbell.
Pick him up, Loot Sponge.
Zoe Sung 101.
And finally, for this Hall of Fame class of March the 22nd, 2022, All-Star Chuck Turner.
Thank you so much, all of our lovely Pledgehammers on our Patreon page. Go to patreon.com/WrestleTalk. Also, join in with Wrestle League. Next week, it's going to be the end of this season and the start of the next season because it's WrestleMania. So you get to do the end of the season and the start of the next one. Join in at Wrestle League, Predictions League, all of us, Pledgehammers. Go predict. It's fun. Patreon.com/WrestleTalk. Now let's get into the rest of your Ultra Chats here. WrestleTalk.com/support. Last chance to get those in. $5 or up. We'll read all those messages. Aaron Hanrahan has been a member for 8 months in a row. Thank you so much. Who says, I would say Von Wagner turned off Seth's mic.
He says Von Wagner.
Von Wagner turned off Seth's mic. They just can't see him. Can't wait to go to WrestleMania. Love WrestleTalk. Keep up the great work. That's very cool you're going to WrestleMania. Hope you have a great time.
I hope you're sitting somewhere near the front because that is the only thing that's really putting me off ever going to WrestleMania is not actually being able to see anything at all.
Well, you can't see the TV when we're in the office, Andy. is constantly
forget
on the
my
edge of a seat,
glasses.
like,
Which one's the button to turn it on,
that's
Peter?
great. Assassin Slayer 65 said, I feel like next week when Seth takes over Raw, or whatever he said, Adam or whoever will come out and be like, we will give you a match, but we choose who it will be, and you'll find out at WrestleMania.
Is that where Adam is?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's why he's busy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I could see that happening. It would be very stupid, but I could see it happening.
Yeah, I think you've crossed the line, Seth. You can't hijack the show. You are suspended. I think that's probably, and he'll turn up anyway.
Yeah. Riot DR said, with Owens' segment, Natty and Shayna's heart attack, and Seth ranting about bull spit, bull S word, last night really brought me the Bret Hart vibes. So with the Queen of Spades and the Queen of Hearts, Queens of Sports Entertainment, love you 3005. Queens of Sports Entertainment. Sounds awful. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, Queen of Spades, Queen of Hearts. Christ. I don't know.
The Queens. Real bad.
I'm trying to think of it like something to do with a deck because they're an attack of cards.
You're thinking
want deck.
Yes, so thinking way too hard about this. Bucephalus Tindarius has been a member for 3 months in a row. Thank you so much. Who says, I hear that Veer is coming. It's the absolute worst when guys give you an exact time when they're going to come.
Who should Veer come on when he finally comes? Like, who would you put in front of Veer when he finally comes?
Honestly, it's going to be like a jobber, isn't it? He's just going to have a squash match.
Interestingly, a jobby is a slang term for self-gratification in Scotland.
Yep,
Legit. Hi, Scotland.
I thought
have a jobby on us.
I thought a jobby was a poo.
Well, why can't it be both?
Yep, makes sense.
Never had a shank.
Legit Underboss said the NXT UK Heritage Cup is the least prestigious title without looking who the champion is.
I thought it was A-Kid. Did he win it last time?
A-Kid was the champion at some point. Tyler Bate was the champion at some point, I think. Or maybe Trent Seven.
Interestingly, Tyler Bate sounds a little bit like a jobby. I don't know. Tell us Mod Mother, tell us who it is.
Triggered84 said your neck all right, Pete, because you keep looking to the side. Well, I'm looking at Andy.
No, it's
and I'm looking at the monitor to see that the stream is okay, etc.
I only look there to see if people laugh at my jokes.
How can you read it from there? You must be just going like...
I can tell the... No, I'm just looking for the crying with laughter emojis.
Of course, yeah, that's how it works. Usually offline said, I worry you didn't hear it earlier, Pete. He said wheat profits.
I did say wheat profits. See, now you laugh because someone else said it. I have a theory that Pete laughs less at my jokes because he doesn't like me as much. And he laughs more at Luke and Ollie's jokes because he wants to impress them.
I'm performing that I don't like. I'm doing the bit, you know. Mod Mother said, why do you think I know NXT UK? You have access to Google right now. Yeah. That's why I assumed he asked you.
A former writer for WrestleTalk.com was once writing a news story, and instead of Googling who the Ring of Honor champion was at the time, it was Jay Lethal. Just messages me and said, who is it? And I'm like, well, firstly, I'm not working.
Yeah.
Secondly, why do you think I know that? Thirdly, Google it.
Yeah.
Google's your best friend, everyone.
Charles Berg has been a member for 11 months in a row, coming up to a year for Charles Berg, who said, can you give me a refresher? What kind of man is Pete? No.
I'm an ass man.
And again, for those in the back.
Suck it. Anyway, didn't work. Right.
Oh, it did. It came up.
No, it definitely didn't. You're a liar.
I saw it.
You're a liar and a charlatan. Anyway, I think that's it for the Ultrachats, and I think that's it for the stream. Thanks, everyone, for your Ultrachats, for your support, for watching. Watch more content, subscribe, enable notifications. Next week, it's WrestleMania. We've got predictions next week. We've got live reactions next week. It's going to be me versus Andy on night 1 of WrestleJamia for this. The actual Jam That Championship. The real Jam That Championship. Nope, it's not there. I don't know what you're reaching for, because there's nothing there. What are you reaching for, Andy? There's nothing there. Anyway, I swear to God, don't touch my stream deck.
Sorry.
My stream deck. I said deck.
What if you were from New Zealand?
My stream dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I won't touch it.
Yeah, don't touch that. Right, we're going to go. Bye, everyone. Jam that jam. LIW for life.
Me for
Subscribe.
for this weekend.
Like the video. Bye. This show went off the rails. I'm sorry.